Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.
Everybody, welcome back and welcome in to Going Public. I am Harry McCullough. This week we'll go to Lafourche Parish and talk about what's happening there, specifically about some outdoor activities and things you can do in Lafourche Parish. Council 3, their council member is Mark Perk. District 8, Dylan Chasson. So thank you guys so much for being with us. We appreciate it. I know this is a time of year, I don't know about government. Do you guys heat up this time of year? Or y'all take a little break most of the time this year?
There's no break. There's no break.
Well, not in Lafourche right now, right? There's been a lot of stuff going on. But I know that for a lot of your constituents. So this is a time of year they do recreational things, they do vacations, but you know, we always try to push by Lafourche. You don't have to go on vacation anyway. We got so many things you can do here.
You're right.
We're going to try and talk a little bit about the outdoor parks and recreation, which I know has been a big part of what y'all doing. So let's start. How are we doing? Are we rebuilt most of those things and where most people are happy with it?
Yeah, I mean, we're making progress, just like everything else from Hurricane Ida. It's been a very slow process, especially when we've getting other governmental assistance and grants and aids. But things are finally starting to move along well. And for the most part, you're going to see that most part we've got a good bit of completion. Where we've kind of gotten hung up with some things is mainly lighting and fencing, but a lot of that is due to the lighting system. We have gone to some new lighting systems for all of our parks and recreation that will provide better lighting, LEDs and things of that nature, but also be hopefully more permanent, so that when a storm does hit, that's not the first thing to go down, right? The power pole.
Right.
So that's kind of what's been hindering us a little bit. But I think in the long run, our citizens are going to be very pleased with the the end result.
Sure. Just finding contractors, I mean, as you guys know, we had a 5 or 6 parish area and everybody's trying to get those same contractors, same supplies. So it's been tough, but we were going to start, I guess, down towards the south end of the parish, right?
Yep. So we have the Leeville boat launch and the fishing pier that's been completed. Work has been done on that and it looks better than when before Ida hit. So that was a good thing.
Look, that's a jewel, right? I mean,
it's beautiful down there. And the fishing, you can't beat the fishing in Leeville.
Here's some pictures of it.
There's some pictures.
Yes.
We're very proud of that, especially Councilman Daniel Lorraine of District 9. That's his baby right there.
And it's right underneath the bridge there,
Yes.
right? And easy access to it.
Easy access, good fishing pier. Plenty of parking.
Plenty of parking. We actually have a pavilion just for people to get up under the heat, or if someone wants to.
And the lights have been put in place and they are working. So Energy has turned the lights on there too. So
do we have time? Is there times from dusk to dawn, or can you fish at night there?
I don't know.
No, because the lights will come on. There's some lights that'll
Probably
shine
better,
at night. That'll
Get out of
shine
heat a
at
little bit,
night.
right?
And
You can't cast net from there.
right, you can't cast net. We're asking not to cast net because people leave bait on there.
Right.
And the Port Commission is helping us as far as the Harbor Patrol in regards to making sure that there's no loitering or vandalism and things of that nature.
Yeah, look, poor Leeville. I mean, we were talking a little bit before.
Yes.
They've taken their lumps down there. So to have that complete is a good.
It's great.
Good for that community.
Yes,
sir.
Yeah.
And the Golden Meadow boat launch as well, and the fishing pier, that's been pretty much completed. They are closing for 2 days this week. They have to finish some asphalt work. But other than that, the Golden Meadow fishing pier is ready.
Yeah, I mean,
Fishing, the dock.
right. I mean, it's all tournament season too, right? Where a lot of the
Yeah.
tournaments will be happening. I know there's a couple in Grand Isle this week too that we're talking about, but Golden Meadow has a long tradition of tournaments as well there.
Yes, they do.
So good. So as we keep coming up, the Golden Meadow Park. So a lot of work has been done on that park.
Yes, the Golden Meadow Park and La Rose Park, that's where he was talking about the new lighting system that went up. Instead of those wood poles that come down at the, slightest wind, we have those big, strong poles. They're buried very deep into the ground. I'm not gonna say one wouldn't take it down because we don't want to chance.
Right, we don't want to get
That's some of the
That's some of
pictures
the
of
pictures
them.
of the
Yeah.
construction.
And we were in the process of doing turf fields. So
Right.
Golden Meadow and La Rose has turf fields as well. And now they have this great lighting system. They're in the process of getting a press box and new concession built at La Rose.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it'll look similar to this.
Yes.
And this is Golden Meadow or La Rose?
I believe that's La Rose.
That's the La Rose,
I got you.
yes.
And so there's turf on those fields now,
Yes.
right? So playable, much easier. You don't have as many rainouts, that kind of stuff
Yes.
too.
Yeah, in the La Rose field, they do a lot of football there too.
Right. Which is funny how we grow a lot of grass around here, but almost all our fields now
Yeah.
are synthetics.
Yes.
the drainage and,
Right.
and those
Yeah,
reasons.
it's just easier, yeah.
Right.
Don't have to have somebody to cut it all the time and
Right.
It's easier to
fertilizers and
maintain
all of
and
those
it'll
things.
last longer, right?
And then the cutoff park, the walking trail.
So across from the Cutoff Youth Center it was a walking trail and playground equipment that the parish has. And an Eagle Scout came to us and wanted to partner up and do it as a project. So he went out, raised some funds, and partnered with the parish, and they put up 2 little picnic pavilion areas and a swing for wheelchair accessible swings and some other swings that's going to go up. So that was a nice little thing. And then the parish voted to name the park Eagle Scout Park.
Eagle
So,
Scout Park.
yeah,
Great. And those are so good. Those are good community builders too, right?
Yes.
It's amazing how those things attract people, right?
Well, and it's
a good quality of life thing.
It's a good partnership, right?
Yeah.
And parish, government with citizens, and especially those, because things kind of just people gravitated to the project and started donating proceeds, right? So it's just a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, it really is. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more Going Public right after this.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.
Welcome back to Going Public. I am Harry McCullough. We're talking Lafourche Parish with Dylan Chesson, District 8, Mark Perk, District 3. We've been talking about some of the recreational trails, and Dylan, I guess we'll stick in your district as we moved up the bayou a little bit from Cutoff to La Rose, right? And talk about the recreation center there.
The La Rose Recreation Center, I brought that up with the,
Oh, that's right.
the lighting.
And it's a comparable with the
Yeah.
one down in Golden Meadow. That's right.
Yes, yeah. But yeah, they're almost complete with all of that.
So how much did we do there, though? You said press boxes?
Press box,
Lighting.
concession, the lighting. They had to fix the bleachers section as well, and the fencing. The fencing had to get replaced.
When you start having facilities like this, will you guys start attracting some of those little tournaments here, or is this mostly going to be for the Lafourche Parish kids to play in those tournaments?
I think it does both, and I think that's what's important about recreation. When we start talking parks and boat launches and fishing piers, it provides recreation to our citizens, but it allows them to bring in tournaments, and it is a source of commerce. I mean, for people to start using our launches, right? And fueling up and buying bait and all those things that come with these different facilities,
Right.
So these ballparks, they start bringing tournaments in, And so you start bringing other families in, the restaurants, the fuel stations and all of those things. And of course, that's what brings the tax revenue in, right?
Yeah, and I know things are a lot different now with the way kids play ball. You know, we didn't all just drive our bikes and start playing with our dad's coaching.
Right.
It's a little different now. So I'm just curious how the travel ball worked and whether these
If you build it,
Yeah.
they will come, right?
Right,
And if you don't
yes.
have it,
Yeah.
then
Hopefully.
they don't come.
no
Promote
kidding.
it.
Right.
And you know, when you talk about recreation, I think if there's one thing we learned from COVID, right, it's get in better shape, be outside as much as you can, breathe fresh air, you know, those kind of things. So to be ready for maybe the next one, bird flu or whatever, at least being outside. And I don't want to start any kind of thing. But so we go from La Rose to Lockport. And what about that recreation center?
Yeah, well, the Lockport, you're going to see Lockport. As we move up, we have Lockport. We've got all of those facilities were impacted by the storm. And as it especially Gaines and in Lockport, that area as well, because because of how that storm sat and when it turned.
Right.
So a lot of that is lighting and the bad part about Ida is the immense damage it did, right? The good part is it allowed us to press the refresh button.
Right, sure.
And if we're
Get
going
all
to
new
do
stuff.
one, we were able to get a bunch of these done. And so as we move up the bayou, just continue to, we mainly focused down the bayou and we worked our way back up.
Just
And
like
we're
the storm.
Just like the storm, yes. So whereas projects are completing down the bayou, as we got further and further north, we're just starting some.
Right.
But the fortunate part is we still have, in city of Thibodaux, we still have their recreation centers.
Sure.
So they're able to provide lots of recreation, not to only the citizens of Thibodaux, but Lafourche Parish, the upper portions of the parish.
Right. So who's doing this work? Do y'all have, is this employees of the parish or is outside
Contracted out.
contractors?
Yeah,
It's the outside
contractors.
contracts. So, and we try to do as much of it locally.
Sure.
So we've been able to keep a lot of our local contractors, engineers, survey, all of those guys busy, very busy.
A lot of work. So you
Yes,
said Gaines
just
is
like that.
Gaines is pretty much complete. So just a few things you
Yeah.
got to take care of, but those kids should be able to play and people should be able to go there.
Yeah.
What about Raceland as we go there now?
They're just starting to, that did not have as big of an impact, but they are just beginning the lighting and we're rehashing, like I said, we're redoing all the lighting there, and then in Raceland, which we really didn't talk about, we have the huge rodeo pavilion that, trying to remember, we're going out for bid. I think we're in the design stage, and that should be going out for bid fairly soon. But that's going to attract tons of tourists and outside.
Right.
Yes.
Just the Raceland Cowboys, right?
Yes,
We've had some
right,
good Cowboys.
right.
Fournier coming out.
Yes.
We've had some
Right,
great
right.
Cowboys that have
So-
come out of Raceland. I know
Yes.
Rodeo Clown, James Pierce, for a long time was out of
Right.
that area as well. But all of them started right there at that pavilion right there. One more boat launch to talk about, and that's Melodia.
Yep.
Yeah, the new
Brand new.
The new Melodia
That's in St.
boat launch.
Charles?
That's in St. Charles Community, and that's another. We did a grand opening approximately 2 weeks ago. That is absolutely a first-class launch. They've got a small area. They've got a little fishing pier, and you're probably. That'll be coming from probably the Bayou Lafourche Freshwater District, but you'll see a pavilion. They're talking about putting up a pavilion. But that was another great story of Parish, Friends of Bayou Lafourche, and
So that's the bayou right there.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. So
Right.
that's in the
Yes,
bayou. And
yeah.
to get used to the bayou, right?
Right.
I mean, so many
And
times we've
so-
just bridged off the thing and you can't get up and down. I know we've done
Very
it with
much
Bayou
so.
Terrebonne here.
Yeah.
But to have a resource like that running right through the center of your parish is an awesome option. particularly for somebody who might want to retire and just boat all the time.
Yes.
It's a great area. All right, we have one more segment to go.
Okay.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back with more Going Public right after this.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.
Everybody, welcome back to Going Public. I am Harry McCullough. We're spending time with Delynn Chasson and Mark Perk, District 8 and 3, respectively. We appreciate it, guys. And we've been talking about the recreation opportunities for Lafourche Parish and just how you can really take advantage of it. And it seems like you have. It was a tremendous blow to all of us to have to go through Hurricane Ida, but to be able to refresh these things is really good. As we've seen the pictures, it's always brand new white concrete. You can
Yes.
see the boats going in.
Yeah.
It looks really good, and I'm sure the lights and the press boxes and all are great too. Melodia, you're saying that's a new, brand new one, and that's a great way to take advantage of that area.
Yeah, it is, because that was, other than that, you had the, what they call it, the Bayou Buff launch on 308, but we came a little further north. And again, this was...
This on the LA1 side or
308
it's
side.
on 308 side.
308
as well?
side,
Yeah.
yes. And this was a joint venture, like I said, between Lafourche Parish, Friends of Bayou Lafourche, Lafourche Parish Freshwater District, as well as the Melodia Plantation, which is owned by the Keys family. And so it was a joint venture of several different organizations, as well as a family and citizens that saw the opportunity of what their property could do.
Right.
So it really was a,
But I know we
couldn't,
can use kayaks in there. You can use party barges, but you can
Right.
use any kind
Yes.
of, fishing, that kind of stuff. But great opportunity. There's a bass boat right there.
yeah, and it's this is it's not common, right, for northern part of the parish, right, to see a ton of boats down the bayou, in the bayou,
Yeah.
unlike down the bayou.
Right,
but
right.
what's interesting is it's 2 weeks ago I received a phone call from someone saying, that this launch, as well as the Layton launch, which is on the north part of Thibodaux, were both packed. There was tons of people in the bayou, and crabbing and fishing and things
Right.
of that nature. So,
And we're taking the weir out. We're getting the flow
weir
out from
has
Donaldsonville.
allowed.
So,
The weir, that pump station will hopefully be ready by, I think, next year, spring of next year. So that'll start bringing even more water. And so it's really
be able to paddle
yes,
better. I know those. When you go up by Lavityville, you got those rowboats that are up there.
Right, right.
They use those as well
Yeah.
too.
Well, and then you have, the Friends of Bayou Lafourche had done a joint venture with Nichols a couple of years ago where they put a pavilion right there on the bayou side in front of the university, and that's a kayak launch center. Okay, and then of course we're also going to the Edward Douglas White Memorial Historic House. That is actually getting ready to start production, that we're putting a kayak launch there as well on the bayou side, on LA1.
Right.
So we're
It's
going to be
great.
covering
Like I said, it's
from
such a
one end of the
great
bayou.
resource. And instead of just throwing a bunch of riprap on the back and
Yep.
just throwing garbage back there, make that beautiful where people can access it, man.
Yeah.
It makes
Well-
a lot of sense.
Without Bayou Lafourche, we wouldn't exist, right?
Right.
Be it Lafourche and Terrebonne. I mean, we provide water
Yeah.
with Terrebonne Parish as well. So it's just a natural resource that we have great opportunities to,
Yeah, so Nichols is using
Right.
it again now, right?
Yeah.
was it cardboard races or
Yeah, the old-
cement races or whatever they were?
Yeah, the cardboard boats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're all
We used
starting to
do
use
that
it
when
again.
we were there, right?
Exactly.
Yep, the
So,
old pirogue races and all of that, so.
Yeah.
that's good to
Yes.
see we're getting to use that resource again. Let's get into Thibodeau a little more as we come up. Heroes Park in Thibodeau?
Yes, that's a turf field already, but we're doing the lighting, and that we're just starting the permit process for that. And so that's really a little less to do there, but that field is in play, but we're going to go ahead and we're changing the lighting and all of that as well. So like I said, it's the kind we just in the permit stage, contract has been awarded, so we're rolling with that. And then as we go down into, the Kramer and Choctaw area, we're enhancing those parks as well, because the Choctaw really took a large hit.
Oh, yeah.
Not only wind, but a lot of water.
Sure.
Yeah.
A lot of water. So that was more of a from the ground up. And that was where we started all over again.
Choctaw and Kramer,
Yep.
that's where it turned,
Yep.
obviously. And yeah, they took a big hit there. So good though, but basketball courts, bleachers, those kind of things. So that'll be good. And that's a real kind of high population area too, right? A lot of
Yes.
people are going towards
Yes.
that way. And then in Bayou Blue would be the last one.
Yes, by Blue there again, fence work but they've got a gym there as well and other facilities. So we're in the stage of doing some reflooring in there, and they're actually putting up more of a activity gym type floor in there, more functional. Lasts longer, right, versus the old tile type system. So, but anyway, with that, they're redoing the fencing, the lighting. So we've I think we've pretty much trying to take care of the entire parish through this process.
Right. And then we just batten down, right? And
Hopefully
keep our fingers crossed,
Hopefully
right?
keep our fingers crossed
'Cause,
for this year,
I don't
right?
know when y'all came in. I know we always laugh with Archie Chasson. He gets in about 2 months before COVID hits, and then
Yes.
goes right into a storm. I don't know if y'all were in the same time.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like, what a 3 years is. And
Yeah.
now everybody's kind of, all right, now we can start functioning like a government again, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Instead of rebuild mode all the time.
Well, and
So-
I think what it's also done is it's helped us all work together from the northern part of
I
the
think you're
parish
right.
to the
I think
southern
you're right.
part. Harry, it really has, and when we look at things, it's not just about my district,
Right.
right?
Right.
It's about helping her
Sure.
and helping Daniel and helping from top to bottom.
Yeah, that's great, and a great way to leave it. So, guys,
Yep.
thanks so
Yeah.
much for being
You're
with us.
welcome.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it. So, Lafourche, in good hands.
Yeah.
All right.
Hope so.
We
Thank you.
appreciate it. That's Going Public for this week. I'm Harry McCullough. We'll see you next time.
Structural heart disease refers to a defect in the heart's valves, walls, or chambers that keeps the heart from pumping blood properly. Valve or structural heart problems may be present at birth or develop over time. Your risk increases if you have high blood pressure, plaque buildup, history of heart attack, take certain medications, or have certain heart infections. The Structural Heart Program at CIS and Terrebonne General provides innovative solutions and devices with the latest technology to bring the best possible outcomes for patients. Learn more at cardio.com.